Screaming Manny. Now we don't have to stare at ourselves. So, I guess we kind of do. Hello,
Except
everybody.
I see the delay, so it's messing with me.
Stare at the camera with the chat.
So I can look at the camera, I can look at the chat,
Don't stare at yourself.
or I can look at us. But if I look at us, I look like I'm crazy.
That's a bad angle on my part.
It doesn't matter.
Hello, everyone.
This episode is brought to you by Stevie Wick's Cool Beans Candle Company. More on them later. And believe it or not, it will tie into tonight's episode.
Goku uses candles.
Stay tuned to watch. Stay tuned to find out how on the next episode of Average Intelligence Podcast. And next time we just spend 20 minutes staring into each other's eyes. One of us will scream.
Scream, daddy. I'm thrown off over here. Like this new setup. I'm kind of like.
I like it.
I do too. It's nice.
Because the other thing I've noticed is when we do Zoom, editing shorts in the 9x16 format is a pain in the ass.
I figured.
This will be mucho bettero, as our friends in Mexico say.
This one should have some good shorts.
Yeah, this should be good. And to kick us off with the title screen of the film, Waves and Rocks.
That was
our commentary was phenomenal.
But the thing is, though, we fell upon deaf ears because only a few people behind us knew what we were talking about.
I was happy. I heard one guy laugh, other than
we were both
Arthur.
like waves and rocks. And
that's a really obscure Dragon Ball joke, though.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think that was only in one version of the Funimation dub as a joke. I think in subsequent versions, and I'm pretty sure in Kai that wasn't in there, which would explain why no one laughed. But anyway, I am happy to say that my hesitations were unfounded. The animation,
that was great.
I don't know that I didn't like it more than the traditional, but it wasn't nearly as bad.
With those types of battles, it makes it easier.
That's the thing. I totally understand why they did it, because it's not that you can't do that with 2D animation, but it's much easier to do those kinds of dynamic fight scenes with the 3D modeling, which is why they used it only in the fight scenes in Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and in Broly. Now Broly was probably the cleanest I'd seen it done, and we talked about this before on the podcast where I pointed that out and you're like, I didn't even notice. I don't know why I see it. Nobody else seems to notice it, but it pissed me off.
I got the auto shutdown. I forgot all about it.
The old auto shutdown.
Anyone joining in or watching this is our friend, and this podcast is dedicated to Benji. He passed away recently, so yeah. Rest in peace, friend.
Yeah, and the asshole that was making comments, making fun of him, you can eat a dick. Fuck you.
Piece of shit. Who does that?
Somebody who has way too much time on their hands and is way too frustrated about not ever getting any pussy ever.
Speaking of way too much time on their hands, it took, did you know it took Toei, I believe, or whoever animated this.
Yeah, it was Toei.
5 years.
That can't all be animation, though. That's got to...
From start to finish?
Yeah, but that includes pre-production.
5 years. Holy shit. So the thing is, everyone's like all speculating, Gohan stronger than him, and this, and this, and this. And it's like, this was all formulated before Ultra Instinct and all this other stuff. So
that would explain a lot.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you really want to get down to it, Gohan's beast mode, I'm assuming, if it's older than, because
not
canonically. When did they stop, when did Dragon Ball Super end? 2017?
I thought it was later than that. Yeah,
I think it was 2017 or 2018.
It was one of those, yeah.
2017 or 2018.
And it didn't end. It paused.
So if you do 5 years and whatnot, then I would assume Ultra Instinct was just being born at the same time as Beast Gohan was being born.
Is that what they're officially calling it, or it's just because Gohan went Beast mode? Okay.
Yeah, it's just called Beast mode because and there's a lot of speculation on what it is, and no one has given an actual legit answer from
Toei or Torian. And we speculated in the theater, and I'll be honest, I think we're right. And to just tease a little bit more, I have a theory as to why Piccolo's new form was the color it was. But we'll get to that. And I'm not being funny. I have a legitimate theory.
Okay.
Cheeto Piccolo. Dangerously cheesy Piccolo.
Cheeto Piccolo.
I think it was Nick who said when I said dangerously cheesy, it ain't easy being cheesy.
And I didn't even know what the heck you guys were going on about. I was doing another bit.
Yeah, he was doing a whole nother. Our commentary was phenomenal.
It was very good. Like if we could have just been us two in the theater alone and just recorded it like Mystery Science Theater 3000, it would have been fantastic.
I still want to do that, like a companion commentary track.
Oh, I've always wanted to do that, but the problem is playing shit back on YouTube.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll just record it, and then it's a backward way of doing it, but it'd keep us out of trouble. Is we'll watch it and record our commentary, and then if you guys want to listen to the commentary, you just start playing the movie when we say play, and then you have our commentary. Yeah, and you can listen to it on Spotify too, so you don't have to be dealing with multiple screens. You can just have one earbud in while you're watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation and listen to us just rip it a new one.
We
but
make
still
funny
love it.
Faces, so I'm just saying, you might miss a joke.
Well, but I mean, and that's the thing, and so we'll tear Mortal Kombat Annihilation and this movie if we do a commentary on it, but we still love it. We make fun of it because we love it.
That's what we say.
But even we can admit when some of it's a little silly. And speaking of silly, before we get into the actual meat of the movie, I've been seeing these videos going around on TikTok about, and there's no other word to describe them, fucking dorks. In the movie theaters before this movie starts, there's one dork who's like, okay, everybody, I just need your attention for 1 second. I want to do a giant Kamehameha.
Yeah, like, I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan, but
it's pure narcissism. They're doing it for attention. And then there's this even bigger dork who's in a theater that has barely anybody in it. And he's doing a monologue that Deku does in My Hero Academia. But the people in the theater are like, shut up. Now, granted, I will give him credit. His impression's pretty good. But, dude, bit was way too long. Wrong anime. And just stop. It's like people who clap in a movie theater when the movie's over. The people that made the movie aren't there. Nobody can hear you. It's like
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Some dork clapped in the theater when we were there, and it's just like
he was a lone clapper, and no one else was going with him. He just
but it's like, and I know they want that moment, but dude, I can guarantee the people who made that movie are definitely not in the theater. They're on the other side of the world, and they really don't give a crap.
No, they really don't, because there was literally, this movie's already made almost $50 million, and the funny thing is, zero advertisement. I mean, not zero far. Advertisement, but it's been in the States.
No, it's been almost all online.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen obnoxious ads for this movie on YouTube and TikTok.
I've never seen ads. I've only just seen like recommended videos.
Well, but they're sponsored.
Oh, I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, I get them all the time. But anyway,
because he watches Abridged.
The Abridged has been over for years.
I know. I'm not hating on it. I need to watch it.
But if you don't watch it, you should, because it's funny.
I don't know. I don't want to ruin Dragon Ball Z for me. Because I'll be watching it and just be like thinking the abridged joke. Like, why does he keep punching me?
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick? Dude, would you believe me if I told you it makes it better?
I guarantee
it really does. And speaking of DBZ abridged, I don't know this for a fact, but I like to think that DBZ Abridged made something canon, or at least I would like to think.
Yeah. That was loud.
I guess that was acknowledged. It was acknowledged somewhere else, but Abridged did it first. So, but how do we want to do this? Do we want to just go chronologically, or do we want to start with what we disliked, what we liked?
How about we just do what we always do, all over the place?
I was trying to give the audience a sense of structure.
They seen the movie if they clicked on this thing.
Well, let's go full Dragon Ball style. So, we're just here hanging out.
So we're not going to make any sense, and it's going to take 20 episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just kidding. They've gotten much better at that.
I kind of want to keep the stuff I didn't like till later in the episode as a cheap ploy to keep people watching.
So that's a good one.
So
people
you have
love
to,
disagreements.
So you have to. Well, I know, but I want them to watch and make it. So how about we'll give you some. So the DBZ Abridged connection was they acknowledged that it may not have been Android 16 exactly, but it was either he turned the guy into Android 16 or he modeled Android 16 after the guy. But they acknowledged that Dr. Giro's son either became Android 16 or was the inspiration behind the design of Android 16. And DBZ Abridged did it first because when Bulma's repairing him after he fights Imperfect Cell, they find a video file in his, I guess his hard drive.
Yeah.
And it's a video message which they completely animated on their own. And the story is that he was at the base, Dr. Giro's son. I forget what they said his name was. But anyway, Dr. Giro's kid is at the Red Ribbon Army base when Goku, as a child, attacks it and destroys it.
Hedo?
I think so. No,
Dr.
that's the grandson.
Sorry.
So DBZ Abridged basically said that Goku inadvertently killed Dr. Giro's son, which makes his motivations for wanting to kill Goku make a lot more sense.
Oh.
Right? It made the story so much better. And DBZ Abridged does this a lot, not to mention...
Why didn't they think to do this, like, back in the day? Like, Akira, man.
Let's be real. He makes entertaining stories, but they're not exactly works of fine literature. I mean...
And he is definitely not the first one to say that I forgot.
Yeah, he's a very forgetful individual.
But he makes such good anime.
I mean, yes and no, because that's the frustrating thing about Dragon Ball for me is like I'm not saying it's bad, but if you look at it, especially from a story perspective, it's pretty weak sauce. It's not particularly well written. Like it's not terrible, but it's not. And there's a reason people make fun of it because
I don't know, dude. Dragon Ball was a fucking masterpiece. I love.
I will admit, from a story perspective, Dragon Ball is the better of them all.
Oh, it's great. I can go back and rewatch that anytime, and I enjoy it so much. You know, like Dragon Ball Z, I can rewatch, but it's kind of hard.
I will acknowledge that most of my love for Dragon Ball Z is probably nostalgia. But at the same time, in many ways, the series still holds up. I mean, if it didn't, they wouldn't still be making. I mean, they're making new content.
Well, and that's the thing, though. They've gotten much better at their jobs. So, like, the Super arcs, like, a lot of the arcs that came out, like, the Goku Black, that was an amazing arc. And then Tournament of Power just blew everything out of the water.
See, I think people misunderstood Tournament of Power because everyone's like, it's just fighting. And it's like, do you know what show you're watching?
Yeah, right.
And besides, the Tournament of Power arc is just a love letter to Dragon Ball.
Because it's everything. Always about a tournament.
Well, not only that, it's zany characters, but at the same time, very high-stakes fights. And it's all in the same... it's all in the same arc, essentially. But back to the movie.
Back to the lecture at hand. It is. Put your hand up there. Feel how hot it is right there?
It's quite warm up there.
Compared to right here.
That's because hot air rises.
It's like, what the heck, though? It's like, I guess that is. I guess I kind of do need a... All right, we're getting sidetracked. Anyway.
Maybe you can get all 7 Dragon Balls and wish for a fan.
Wish for a bigger butt. Which, by the way, There was a ton of butts in the movie.
What is up? The director of this movie had to be a butt guy, but like, and it wasn't just girl butts either. It was like, although it was probably majority.
Dr. Hito.
Yeah, he had a really oddly angled crotch shot. Well, and that's the other thing. I really want to watch the Japanese version because I want to say there were a lot. I believe there were a lot of jokes that were made purely from references in the English dub, and I think there are some things because I'm willing to bet his Japanese pronunciation of his name is Dr. Hito.
Hito.
Hito. So it's like hero.
Hito.
Dr. Hito.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the thing is, like, he's not a bad guy.
Well, yeah, but I think it was
at first. I mean, he does say he's killed people.
Yeah, but again, I think it was supposed to be a pun, so I think it was Dr. Hito, and for some reason they made it. But here's the thing: Toei would have told them to pronounce it Hedo.
True.
So maybe they were thinking it would be. Well, here's the thing, and this might be why they may have thought that Dr. Hero and Dragon Ball Super Superhero was too on the nose. I don't know. That's why I want to watch the Japanese version.
And on top of that, I like the Japanese voices. After watching them in Super and with the subtitles, I just loved it.
I gotta say, I like them both because I think
I do like them both.
The American voice cast has come a long way in terms of acting. It's much better. Like I was even impressed. Like Piccolo's voice in particular was a lot more controlled in this one. It sounded more natural as opposed to just, I'm just going to throw the deepest thing I can and throw some scruff in, and that's going to be Piccolo. And if I take that just a little bit further, it's Vegeta. You know, it didn't sound... And this one, Piccolo sounded natural. Like, yes, it was a very deep voice, but Piccolo has a deep voice. It sounded a lot more conversational.
I was watching a video with all the voice actors, and Christopher Sabat, he was just like, yes, and then I need to do Piccolo. And he was like, hold on a second, I got to get deeper. And I was like, yeah. I was like, whoa, calm down there, Sugar Bear.
Yeah, there was, particularly in the early days of the Funimation dub, there was a lot of like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of character overlap, which is still the case, but there was hit the dirt. But there was a lot of like, because I've seen that video. Chris Sabat is basically like, okay, so I go like I'm gonna do Vegeta, but instead of rasping it, I just make it normal. And there's Yamcha, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Like, I know like his voices are kind of plain Jane, but like they're good.
But here's the thing: you can pick Chris Sabat's voice acting out of a lineup. Like, it always sounds like Chris Sabat kind of putting on a voice.
Yeah. Like
Kuwabara and Yu Yu Hakusho, it's obviously Chris Sabat because it's not too far away from Piccolo.
I mean, let's talk about complete opposite, though. Sean Shamel.
Always sounds like him. Oh, yeah, that's true.
He loves playing. He actually loves playing King Kai more than he does Goku. He's like, he says he just likes his...
And Sean Schimmel's King Kai is a lot better than the Japanese.
Sorry, Schimmel.
Oh, Schimmel, I don't know.
Schimmel. I don't know. Schimmel. Schimmel. This is a good angle.
Yeah, it is.
You know why?
Why?
I can scratch myself.
Yeah, I know. You can't even tell. I've been jerking it the whole time.
Ew.
If I had enough water, I would do
it. That'd be... Oh! Be like bench warmers when... You've seen Benchwarmers, right? You remember when he tells me, he's like, oh, let me tell you, and he's telling the guy underneath the table, and he's squeezing. Yeah.
I actually rewatched the Benchwarmers not too long ago. Still holds up.
I watch it every now and then. It's such a good movie. Adam Sandler, like his production.
How could we hate Adam Sandler? I don't understand it.
Can't. I just watched a new basketball movie with him, and it was really good. It's called Hustle, and yeah, it's about basketball and whatnot, but anyway. So, back to Dragon Ball. Dr. Hito!
Yeah, so the butt shots, and then... Now, I suspected that Chile, not Chile, that's a country. Chile. I even suspected Imbrolia. I was like, she's awful stacked, shall we say. Like, I think that was intentional for fan service, essentially, and this movie pretty well confirmed the green chick that hangs out with Broly.
She's not stacked. She's flat.
Well, okay, stacked isn't the right word. Like, but she's drawn in a very intentional manner.
Oh my gosh, Bierce's attraction to her was so funny.
Yeah,
that was just so random. I love it.
But funny.
It was but funny.
It was but funny.
Yeah. But
no, Gotenks was but funny.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Did you notice in the trailer, not the trailer, but the promotional picture, it showed Gotenks, well, them performing the thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If a lot of people didn't zoom in on it, or I did, and I was like, hey, they fucked up the fusion.
And it's funny, in a way, this movie shouldn't have worked, but they managed to make it work.
Yeah, it was good.
Because for a Dragon Ball movie to only show Goku sparingly, and certainly not in the main story, it was brave, and it was a gamble, but it paid off because it worked.
It did.
It worked well. And not to mention, the 2 new androids are likable as hell.
Yeah, I did. I had no hope for them whatsoever. Nope. I thought they were going to be goofballs, and I was going to hate them. Like the Ginyu Force. Like, yeah, they did some funky moves and shit like that, but, like, they came about in their own way, and it worked really well.
And you know what? The part that really drove it home for me, where I really started to like them, was when Piccolo's trying to get Gohan mad, and he's holding up Pan, and then Gamma 2 was like, I ain't having it.
What are you doing? That's a child.
Well, but he said it in a way was like, no, we're not doing this shit. Like, there's no option. And I was just like, huh. And then Gamma 1 plays the straight lace, but he's very much the same way. Like, he's always serious, and 2 kind of goofs around, but when it's go time, he's all about it. And then, spoiler alert, by the way, when Gamma 2 makes the sacrifice, and he actually stayed dead. I was kind of... For now. And it's funny, that's always like, when the characters stay dead in Dragon Ball, they're the ones that I want to stick around.
Yeah, and the thing about Gamma 1 and 2, they are androids, but I don't think they were modeled with humans.
Yeah, so they might actually be true androids and not cyborgs.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, 17 and 18, while they are androids, they're
cyborgs.
They're made with humans first.
Yeah, that's what makes them cyborgs.
But the funny thing is they made the miscommunication in Dragon Ball Z about the androids, saying that they could go forever because their energy never depleted. But they corrected that in this new one and said that their batteries will die. Well, no, they have a battery percentage.
Well, no, that's Gamma 1 and 2. 17 and 18 have a renewable source. They've established, because they say in the Tournament of Power that 17 and 18 won't run out of energy. I believe. I'm sure that all the top nerds will correct us in the comments if we're wrong.
We've seen 18 get her ass beat and then...
Well, yeah,
and then get put down. So it's like, is she just getting beat or is she out of energy?
She's just getting beat. She's getting beat up.
That's like Goku, though. If he didn't run out of energy and he was getting beat, he would still just keep coming back and coming back.
I don't know. Did Vegeta run out of energy when 18 kicked the shit out of him? Another one.
There's always something wrong with his fucking arm.
TBC Abridged does that moment perfectly, because it's at the end of an episode, and they do it in slow-mo, and then he just kind of staggers, and then he goes, fuck! And then it just cuts. And then the next episode starts with him still screaming, fuck.
Fuck!
And then when, you remember when Trunks blasts him away from Cell, yeah?
Yeah.
They have a great, he's like, this is a new feeling. Pride in someone other than me. And then he does the bit where he goes to wipe his mouth and there's blood, and he goes, unfortunately, it's being overshadowed by all this unyielding rage. DBZA is funny. But this movie was quite funny, too.
Yeah. I think we laughed quite a bit.
Granted, some of that was from our own jokes, but...
Yeah, but that's okay, too.
So we'll address the big orange elephant in the room.
Hey.
The room...
This is why you guys should watch. I mean, come on.
All the unintentional comedy and insight, because you learn things on the Average Intelligence podcast like this. This is going to be a clip for sure. So, Why was Cheesy Piccolo orange?
Here we go.
I have a theory. So, the Dragon Balls are essentially made, not necessarily by gods, but they're divine, shall we say. And what color are the Dragon Balls?
Orange.
So, it's safe to say that orange would be a divine color for Namekians. So...
Do you think that was God Piccolo?
Exactly. I think Piccolo somehow got... And he's been exposed to God Ki, remember? He's been around it. So maybe this was Super Namekian God Piccolo.
He was awfully weak for a Super Namekian God Piccolo.
Well, he is a Namekian, not a Saiyan.
Yeah. I know.
So that's my theory. I think that Orange Piccolo is basically a Namekian who has been exposed to God Ki.
And he turned into Giga Chad.
he's Piccolo Trump.
Listen, I'm gonna make Dragon Ball better.
Listen, we're gonna make Dragon Ball the best. It's gonna be the greatest and the best ever.
Oh my gosh, that was
Listen, we're gonna put the androids and we're gonna build a wall.
I took my gummy too early. My sleeping gummy. Because I usually take it an hour to 2 hours before bed. Which, by the way, OMG CBD, Columbus, Indiana, 935 South. No, 935 2nd Street. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say. We do not have an online store yet, because that is my fault.
It's coming.
But it is coming. But you can message the page on Facebook and ask away for products for specifically sleeping. Because I have trouble sleeping.
You have to sleep. It's necessary. Otherwise, you start seeing shit that's not there, like Orange Namekians. But then they put it in a movie, and then you're like,
okay, but it's real.
Did you notice his erect antenna?
Yeah, it was weird.
Piccolo had some Roman.
He the design for the orange Piccolo just did not sit well.
Yeah, I didn't care. Like, I found it more funny than anything.
It was hilarious. And then
really?
Gohan's hair, while it looked cool while he was fighting, but when he was just standing there next to Piccolo, his hair was taller than he was. It was huge.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice of them to make, Super Saiyan 5 Gohan.
Yeah, they definitely took some...
But didn't Toyotaru do... I know he didn't do all of it. He did some of Dragon Ball AF, though. I had read that, I thought.
Possibly.
I think he did. I think he did the illustration. So
I remember
that
seeing
might be
some of that in Absalon.
Yeah.
Absalon, or how...
Well, I mean, it was fan art, but so that might have been a nice little nod to Toyotaro, which would have been cool on Toriyama's part. However, there are theories abound about Gohan's new form, but I have a theory as well. So, and we discussed it. What we had kind of come up with in the theater was that, so Mystic Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, whatever you want to call it, I believe that was basically him being exposed to God Ki, but he wasn't quite.
Supposedly, I thought that at first too, but supposedly I was reading some stuff online, and according to main sources, which I'm not really sure who are, but who they are, Mystic Form was nowhere near God Ki. It was just Ki, but it was just released by the Elder Kai, which was already in him.
But the Elder Kai's a god.
Yeah, but you got to think though, like their Ki is not the same as. I mean, it is the same. I'm sorry, that's dumb to say. It is the same as Beerus, but the thing is though, like they're just not as powerful because they are creators versus destruction and creation. I mean, the funny thing is, creation takes more energy than destruction. Destruction is like a quick wham bam, thank you, man.
But there's only one destroyer god, and there's multiple creator Kais essentially.
Yeah, which kind of is like
it makes sense. Well, but it's easier to destroy.
If Supreme Kai dies, Beerus dies. So let's make sense of that.
So
would any Kai die? How does that work? Is it just Supreme Kai?
It's just a Supreme Kai because they're tied to each other, but a Supreme Kai can retire. And it gets passed on because he gives his Potara to... because that's what Zamasu was training to become the next Supreme Kai of his...
Like, don't put one out at a time, motherfucker.
Yeah, otherwise that means you're gay.
Go.
I did think that exchange is funny. I think they do it in the anime, but they go into it more in the manga where it's like, don't put it on the right ear. He's like, why not, master? And the whole time I'm like, it was like, gosh, we're gay.
Gay.
In honor of Yamcha, gay.
But anyway, back to Gohan. I think I know what it is.
What is it, Eric?
Broly. How he has like that rage. It's because, and he's mindless in that rage, mind you. They call that the Akari form. And basically what it is that's why he has the yellow eyes. Is that he taps into the Great Ape without the Great Ape. So essentially Super Saiyan 4. Remember? But obviously, that's neither here nor there.
Well, but you needed a tail to access Super Saiyan 4. That's never been disputed.
So, anyway, so the Akari form, but the thing is, Broly is a full-blooded Saiyan.
With no tail.
Yeah, he doesn't have a tail.
He does not have a tail. Remember, they even addressed this in the Broly movie. Paragus says that he removed it to keep him from going into his Great Ape form.
Yeah, he probably saved his life.
I think that's why he did it.
But, so Gohan, being half human, half Saiyan, that would explain the red eyes, because the thing is, he's half Saiyan, so I don't know if orange is like the full Saiyan Akari form, and then Gohan had a partial Akari form, but the thing is, he was in full control of it.
Yeah, so this was my theory, and this is kind of a two-parter.
So the white hair doesn't make any sense.
Well, it might, so here's why. So Gohan, let's assume that it doesn't even have to be God Ki, but the key that he was exposed to was of some divine origin, whether it was actual God Ki, same as because there's God Ki and then there's God of Destruction Ki, and there are two different things.
It was actually magic. What was
but I guess my point is there's multiple kinds of divine Ki because they've already differentiated between the type of Ki that Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue are accessing, and then the very specific type of Ki that the gods of destruction have, the Hakai energy. They're different. So Gohan was exposed to some kind of divine Ki, whether it was God Ki or like Kai Ki or whatever. So that's how he achieves his mystic form, which has been established to be on itself stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Probably Super Saiyan 3 too. They never said that, but because Gohan could already go Super Saiyan 2. If it wasn't stronger than Super Saiyan 2, why wouldn't he? However, once Gohan can control that sort of energy, it's kind of like how Super Saiyan Blue is the Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan God. So Gohan has control of that divine Ki and then goes Super Saiyan with it. But he's also half human. So that could very well be his Super Saiyan Blue form, but since it's a different kind of Ki and he's half human, so it might be different color scheme wise.
Okay.
Or it's just him going essentially Super Saiyan with the divine Ki, or it could just be the next step in that divine Ki's power stock.
He also did say, I want to reach a level that no one's ever seen before.
Well, yeah, that's very convenient for Gohan. He always does that.
Yeah, you know what's funny is to me about this movie, though? Piccolo, one of the hardest trainers in the world. He trains harder than anybody and trains more frequently, and that's basically all he's about. And plush toys.
I hated that joke. That was
hilarious.
That was one of the things about the movie I hated. It was funny.
I don't like those things.
It was funny once, but they did it a couple of times, and I'm just.
They only did it twice.
I don't know. It felt like they did it. It was dumb.
But anyway, so Piccolo and Gohan. Piccolo trains hard constantly. He gets a power up just by asking the dragon.
Although that was clever that they brought that up because I'd completely forgotten about that.
It irritated me though.
And well, it was a power up he never got.
Gohan, he got his massive power up by Piccolo not dying.
By getting mad.
I was like, man. I was like, back in the day, when Gohan reached Super Saiyan 2, it made sense because he was in the hyperbolic time chamber and he was always, he was training with his father. and he showed that strength in there while he was training. So therefore, he was on the precipice, but not.
He didn't have the emotional catalyst.
Exactly. He did not have the emotional catalyst. Very, very good words. He didn't have the catalyst.
He didn't have the catalyst to
send
him over the edge.
This one, there was no training whatsoever. The last time he fought was in the Tournament of Power, and it had been what?
It wasn't that long
8
ago.
months since Tournament of Power. How long do they say? 2 years?
I think it had been 2 years because Pan is 3 in this movie.
Okay, so. And then all of a sudden, boom, Gohan is just a badass. And I'm like, dude.
Which I'm excited.
This was 100% fan service.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, that's what it's always been about. You know, like, Akira tried to make Gohan the focal point of the story so Goku could die. And then Gohan would take over. And then fans didn't want that. And it's like, y'all don't know what you want. How about you just let them create stuff and you'll probably end up liking it.
I can kind of vouch for that. I would have been pretty bummed if Goku didn't stick around.
Yeah.
Because, not going to lie.
I mean, he started the story.
Yeah.
And it should end with him.
Well, yes and no, because there have been other franchises I've liked where... So when you have a series like this, and there have been other... There's another... So I can't believe I'm going to bring up this show on a Dragon Ball podcast, and I know you didn't watch it, but Glee. I'm being serious here. They had a moment where... The majority of the cast was graduating in story, so they had a choice. They could choose to follow those characters in a new setting, and the show would just change, but it would be the same cast characters, or they can do what I thought they should have done and introduce new characters, and the school and the Glee Club become the common thread. And plenty of shows have done this. You have the whole Degrassi franchise has a rotating cast, but the school is always the main setting, and through that you can introduce new characters. Others leave it. Sometimes they come back, because I guess I haven't seen Degrassi, but I guess there are some characters from earlier seasons that come back as teachers and this, that, and the other. But Glee chose to half-ass both, and the show just nosedived. And it sucked major ass. Dragon Ball did that for a time, because if you recall, Goku died, and then Gohan was the focal point for a while, but then instead of trusting in Toriyama, everybody was like, oh no, we got to bring Goku back, and Goku was rushed in, but then he still tried to make Gohan the focus, and it was a real push-pull as to who would basically be the legacy of Dragon Ball.
They time skipped 7 years.
Well, no, and that's fine, but even in the fight with Boo, because it looked like they were setting up Gohan to be basically the new champion, so to speak, but then he gets nerfed, like, almost instantly, because he pulls a Vegeta, which Gohan has never done before. Well, no, I guess he did it against Cell. But, yeah, I mean, it just, and then ultimately Goku comes back.
On Vegeta.
Vegeta, yes. But yeah, so I think it's a similar situation where they can't quite make up their mind what direction they want to go because they're too afraid of overcommitting. And now in Glee's case, it was because Ryan Murphy's up Leah Michelle's ass. Yes, I said it. And he ruined it. And it was pretty obvious he'd already lost interest in the show because he moved on to American Horror Story and he had new toys to play with. So
American Horror Story is a good show.
I disagree. Although to be fair, I don't like.
I've seen the first few seasons, and actually, I didn't even start watching until Apocalypse.
I don't like anthologies though, so that's. I'm sure it's a fine show. It's just not. It's not the kind of.
Apocalypse is fantastic.
It's not the kind of shows I'm into. I like long-term character building.
Well, see, I've only watched Apocalypse and the '80s, not teens, but the '80s. Horror films ones where like basically like people are dying in a camp and they can't figure out why. But seriously, like those 2 seasons, awesome. The rest, I tried to watch them, good.
Well, but that's why I don't like Black Mirror. Like,
is that what? Yeah, similar.
Black Mirror is even anthology episodes, so they're not even seasons. Which I mean, I've watched it.
They change it up by every.
It's
episode?
a different story in every episode. Yeah,
that's like Twilight Zone or...
Black Mirror is essentially a 21st century Twilight Zone.
What's the other one?
I think.
Outer Limits.
And Tales from the Crypt was similar.
Oh, yeah. Those were all good shows.
Yeah, but they're not the kinds of shows that
so they were good.
Well, right. Broadcast television is much friendlier to an anthology show than the streaming climate today, because now you can watch an entire season of a show in a couple of days, whereas then you had to wait a week. So,
listen, I love it. I love how we're able to get our content like this, but at the same time, I hate it.
Well, it's changed the way they write stories, which it's benefited me because now they're much less afraid to tell long-term, like, multi-season story arcs, because I'd say the first broadcast show to really take that leap, to really dive in and not have it wasn't uncommon to have like 2 or 3 episode story arcs where that was one story, but then the next one after that would be Breaking Bad. I think was the first like mainstream broadcast television show to go in that direction.
That is a great show.
Well, and thankfully Vince Gilligan is such a genius that he pulled it off, but TV shows were very afraid to do that because, like I've said on record, Star Trek Deep Space Nine is my favorite series because that's what they do. But again, it's not like episode 1 is tied to the I guess that's a bad example. Like episode 3 from season 1 doesn't tie directly into an episode in season 4 like Breaking Bad does. But Fox was very, very skeptical of Star Trek Deep Space Nine because they said, no, we want to tell dark, long-term linear stories, and they were like, this is Star Trek though. But they made it work, and it's the best series. Fight me.
Sasha actually wants to go back and rewatch all Star Treks because she watched the newer ones and she really likes it. And I was like, start with the original. I said, you will not hate it.
See, the trick there is
get those tribbles out of your pants.
Spock, get that triple out of your pants. I guess the trick is, do you watch them chronologically or when they came out?
Yeah, because the thing is, like you said previously, that a few of them are prequels, right?
See, I believe this is the chronological order. You'd have Star Trek Enterprise, then Discovery, then Strange New Worlds, then the original series, Next Generation, and then you'd have to start watching Deep Space Nine first and then Voyager, because Voyager starts at about season 4 of Deep Space Nine, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I've
I just can't
seen
remember.
the original and the movies. And I've only ever seen
Dude, a lot of those movies are good.
A lot of episodes of the originals. And that was just because of you.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking nerd. But, Star Trek's good. I don't care who you are. And the age-old question, which is better, Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Trek, hands down. Like, Star Wars is fun, but if you want something that's actually a good story, Star Trek is far superior.
Yeah, I don't hate Star Wars.
I hate the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're steaming piles of canine fecal matter. Because we're trying to be more PG on this show, because the algorithm doesn't like foul language, apparently.
Yeah, they're pretty lame.
They can eat male phalluses.
Yes. But what's really lame...
Orange Piccolo?
Orange Piccolo.
It's pretty lame.
I was just so upset that he got mauled over so fast. Cell Max, I thought was going to be a lot cooler, and it was cool.
I don't know. It was kind of
it was a letdown because he was brainless, and these guys made me think about that after the movie, but like he wasn't finished. So it's like, yeah, but still, he should still have a brain.
I would have preferred him to be finished, honestly. Because could you imagine how creepy?
He would have been fucking scary.
Well, so how about this? What if there had been a backup of the original Cell? Like his brain, and he got put in a new body?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man, that would have been cool. You could picture that. Hello, Gohan.
Oh, that would be amazing. Whoa. And see, that's what we all thought. That's what we all were hoping for. We thought we were going to get a Cell from the past. Nope.
I kind of thought Cell Max was going to just absorb Gamma 1 and 2.
I did too, and I thought that's how he was
and then he was going to become Super Cell. And I got major Super Shredder vibes from Ninja Turtles too.
I am Super Shredder.
Oh, then so be it.
But I was extremely...
Greetings, new viewer that just joined us. Our wish was granted.
Hello.
Konnichiwa!
You know who Groot... no, I'm sorry.
Yes, I know Groot.
That. Oh my gosh. You know who Hito reminds me of? Groot.
Oh, Groot, yes.
Baby Groot.
Yeah.
Come at Mini Boss.
Oh, God, thank God there were no minions in this movie.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been fucking terrible.
Seriously. If they could have put minions with Hito, and it would have been
actually, perfect. That would have been pretty funny.
It would have made perfect sense.
That would have been pretty funny,
I think
actually.
that minions, or, any story, Despicable Me, they could literally run with the Dragon Ball series now. Just because of Hito. That little shit looks just like Groot. I don't know why I'm looking up there. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat.
Oh, did we have any other theories? I think that pretty well covered them.
Piccolo is an orange bastard.
I'm sorry, I think I'm right on that.
What, God form?
Yeah, for a Namekian.
Yeah. Well, actually, no.
Why do you have to kill my dreams?
What is the... I can't remember his name. He is the actual Namekian god. He created the Super Dragon Balls. I can't remember his name. Super Kami Guru! What is his name? I can't remember his name.
His name was Hiya.
Anyway, so he created the Super Dragon Balls. And he was a Namekian god.
Hold on. I'm a...
Just type in Namekian god.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
I think it's... I can't remember his name.
God.
I think it starts with an N. McNamara. No, I'm just kidding.
The fuck?
Did you find him?
Well, maybe. Hang on.
I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his last name, yeah. He had a last name. I started playing Kakarot.
Yeah, I know. You sent me the...
Fun. It's open world, dude. It's pretty cool. I went fishing with my tail that Goku doesn't have.
Zalama?
How do you... Where is it?
But they're not even sure he's a Namekian.
He looks Namekian. He's got green skin.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm seeing it.
Well, anyway, so I believe he is a Namekian god, but I believe he is like one of the first, and he's very powerful because he created the Super Dragon Balls, which can grant.
Well, right, but he would have been born a god, whereas Piccolo would have just been exposed to God Ki.
Yeah.
Kind of like how.
Yeah, kind of like Goku was not a god. He
right.
was exposed to God Ki, and through the
ritual, but that's basically him ceremoniously being, and we're reading way too much into this for a series that's just like
that they don't care about.
It doesn't have to listen. It doesn't have to make sense. They're just tired of drawing in all that black. They're tired of coloring in that black hair all the time.
Listen, Super Saiyan was actually originally going to have white hair,
which I could see
because of drawing it in black and white.
And
it was easier.
Yeah, way easier.
Waves and rocks.
Easy listening here on ZTV.
But yeah, there was just
I still think it's...
I enjoyed the shit out of the movie, don't get me wrong.
I still think it's Super Namekian God Piccolo.
I'm with you on that. I don't know.
But he will still always be affectionately called Dangerously Cheesy Piccolo.
Yes. He is the DC.
DC Piccolo, dangerously cheesy.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, when they were talking to each other, and Pan and who was it came up and talked to them at the end of the movie, and they're both in their new forms, and you got to think that Gohan killed Cell Max fairly easily, and then usually after a battle, any of them, what happens? They collapse because they're tired. Both of them are just standing there, da-da-da-da-da. But Piccolo didn't eat a senzu bean, did he?
No. And Piccolo...
So, was he really that badly hurt? Or was he just not going all out?
Apparently not.
Was he trying to get Gohan
It's a new form. He may not know.
You gotta think, though. Was he trying to get Gohan to ascend?
Oh, he spent the entire movie doing just that, so...
And maybe that was his goal, and maybe he knew Cell Max was strong as shit, and he's like, this is a good opportunity. Let me get beat up by this guy.
Maybe
Gohan will surpass, because that's exactly what Goku did.
Yeah. Well, and talk about a perfect enemy for Goku to defeat, because like all I had to do was hit him in the head really hard.
Goku has a hard head.
That's right up Goku's alley. Like, so much so that we joke about it. He's like, wait, I think I know a way we can beat him. I swear to God, if you say hit him really hard, I'll kick you in the dick. Well, maybe we can hit him really hard together? Whatever. I could totally see Goku being like, wait, that's all we have to do? I just have to hit him in the head really hard? I can do that. He would have dragon fisted him right in the face.
Dragon fisted. That sounds very, very dirty.
Not gonna lie. I've never. No, that's disgusting.
You don't even want to know.
I can't do it. I can't even tell that joke with a straight face.
Can't do it.
I was gonna try to make a fisting joke, but I just can't.
On this one.
Oh, I don't watch. Fuck them. They don't care.
Well,
so for those of you for the oh my God for the kids that are watching, don't ever fist a woman. It's mean.
I don't know who this guy is.
No, fisting, like you're punching.
Oh, bump fist.
Yeah, like
bumping.
You gotta softly fist them because
fancy me a bump.
They're dainty. They're dainty.
Your hands are dainty.
Yeah, that's a joke that just doesn't land no matter how you slice it.
No superhero landing for it.
No, it lands right on the knees and cracks.
Burn.
It's a Deadpool. It's a Deadpool superhero landing. So what? There were a lot of things I liked about this movie. I'm still kind of iffy about, particularly when they're not fighting. The animation, it's still not my favorite, but
it wasn't bad.
I was gonna say it wasn't terrible.
I thought when we first got into the movie,
that was weird.
I was not happy, and I was like, "This looks garbage." And then all of a sudden, it changed a little bit. And
the fight scenes made up for it.
The fight scenes were pretty damn cool. Everything, it was pretty good.
It's always nice when because especially after the later parts of Dragon Ball Z, where it just becomes static energy blasts for the most part. It's always nice to see actual fighting.
Yeah.
And Super's been good about that.
You got to think, back in the day, we were kids, and so it was always like, do the Kamehameha, do the roar.
Well, but I would have been happy with Kamehamehas, but particularly in the Buu Saga, when it's just generic energy orbs. It's you guys should know that doesn't really work.
No, definitely was not a fan of that. But then,
it didn't work against Frieza. I can't see it working against Buu.
All these newer arcs and on top of that, the movie, the actual fighting has improved a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's hand to hand, like martial arts is.
Yeah, at least to start out. I still maintain the Saiyan Saga probably has the best overall fight scenes out of Dragon Ball Z anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And because when they do have the massive energy attacks,
major nostalgia factor, though.
But I mean, and I guess even the energy attacks are a lot more because again, it's not the whole fight. It's once they rip out Gallic guns and Kamehamehas,
Dude,
that's heavy.
The energy wave that killed Piccolo, saving Gohan, amazing. That was some of the best animation ever.
I do have one complaint about that scene, only in the Funimation dub, because they just didn't do it as well as the original Ocean dub. No, you're not going to top that. Scott McNeil's screams are...
That's okay, kid.
It's okay, kid. No, see,
his voice was amazing.
Scott McNeil is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Scott McNeil might be one of the most dynamic voice actors.
I liked his Piccolo way better than Chris Sabat's. Way better.
And I liked, the guy who played...
What do you say, Goku?
I know his name, I'm just blanking on it. The original voice actor for Vegeta. Brian Drummond. He
was good for the first we saw for the first 45.
But then I've watched the Ocean dub of the Buu arc.
It was horrible.
It's awful. I feel like the acting got worse.
Hey, Majin Buu. I can't do his voice.
I will. Yeah, because
You can't escape me.
You won't escape my wrath.
That was hands down, like, that shit gave me goosebumps.
I'd say certainly by the time the end of the Frieza saga rolled around, the deeper voice of Vegeta really suited the character more.
The deep south.
You know, the deep voice.
Yeah.
What does he do? Yes, that's true. I'm really alive.
Oh wait, Vegeta.
Gohan, Vegeta.
Punches himself. It's like, you fucking psycho. No, but no, dude.
Why would he give himself a liver shot? Oh, just wanted to make sure.
It's like, what? Why does I just lost my train of thought. We were just talking about it. But no. Actually, what you were saying about Vegeta, the Sabbath voice, it was like he grew up.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, you got to think it was like, more, and then it was like.
Well, not only that, Vegeta progressively got taller.
Sabbath, yeah, I know. He got, Christopher Sabat, what does that smell? Did you take the can? Holy shit!
As this happened organically.
Hold on. All right. Before we get to that, though.
For those of you watching,
holy shit.
Did you see the first time I leaned down, I took the cap off of this bad boy.
I didn't notice it.
And that was maybe 30 seconds.
If.
Not lit. Never been lit, mind you.
That is like the best smelling candle
The blueberry
ever.
muffin boy.
You know what? We needed to talk to your mom about getting those in her shop.
Oh, she'd love you guys.
And I figured either do consignment or just get a bunch from her.
Oh, she'd be happy to do consignment. That way there's no upfront cost to you guys.
Yeah.
And she'll be thrilled too, because if people order and want to pick up at the store, it'd be easier.
Oh yeah, and we could definitely do that easier for her.
Yeah. But anyway, so if you would like to order, and we can go into, came up with an idea, and let's just say there is such a thing as clear wax. Let's see if you can see where she's going with this. This is actually my idea, and she can make little wax stars. Yes.
Dragon Ball candles.
Yep.
Dragon Ball candles.
Now we can't call them Dragon Ball candles for copyright reasons.
But you own all 7.
We'll figure something out.
You'll get a wish and a tasty dish. Her name is Delish.
Her real name is Trish.
Oh.
And she's from Mish again.
And she comes with that legal. I'm not 18. I'm talking about the weed. Hey, what's your name? 18? You darn right.
You're goddamn right. Oh, what was that? What was that? Krillin does a joke in DBZ. Oh, can I get your number? 8. Oh no, it was Vegeta. Did anyone get the number of that bitch? 18. Thank you. But anyway, yes. Stevie Wicks Cool Beans Candle Company. You saw it live on air. That was not planned. That was not scripted. Just put the cap off 30 seconds later, and it already smells like a blueberry muffin in here.
I literally was like, I was just like, dude, what are you eating?
I was waiting for it.
Like at first, I didn't know if I was a blueberry muffin or not Twix, or I'm sorry, what's that fruity cereal? Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
I smelled Fruity Pebbles, and I was like,
I can see that.
I was like, motherfucker, you holding out? I love Fruity Pebbles.
That's what I'm saying. See, you don't even have to light the damn things. And then also, there are a ton of really cool Halloween candles that I've seen the prototypes for, and they are going to be awesome. So look out for that. Visit StevieWicks.com today. That's StevieWix.com. You can order just a single candle. You can get a whole box of candles. He kicked the fan. He's so excited. But you can order single. You can order single candles, a whole box of candles, or you can even sign up to get a monthly subscription box of candles. And a new box that will be coming shortly is the holiday box, which means whatever holiday candles are out, you'll just get the box full of them sumbitches.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And the Halloween candles are going to be sweet. I'm fighting the urge to tell everybody what they're going to be, but you're going to have to wait, because I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
But actually, we'll want to get those in the store, because those will... I'm just going to leave that uncapped. Anyway, what does Orange Piccolo smell like? What do you think?
Crayons.
Waxy.
I guarantee it. He don't bathe, man.
Well, does he have to?
I mean,
he is a
all
slug.
I do is drink water.
He is a slug, man. But we know he sweats. We've seen it.
That's true.
He does drink water, so you would think he would sweat. I don't know. What do you think, America? Or the world, I guess.
America misses you. Oh, sorry.
Are those the lyrics?
Channeling my inner Bob Saget.
Are those the lyrics?
America misses you.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it is misses you.
America. Fuck yeah! No, that was good. Sorry, headphone users.
That's what you get.
They're like that. The fuck, man?
Oh, it's right in my ear.
Oh, you blew my eardrum. So big. My eardrum's so small.
I did watch the Chimpokemon episode fairly recently.
Chimpokemon! Gotta get your mom.
I got Shu. Shu is the greatest Chimpokemon ever.
Just like number 2 was the greatest android ever.
Gamma 2 was legit like the hidden.
I liked him. Like the first one was all stuck up, and the second one was like, "Hey, we're here to party."
You know, they kind of reminded me of Leonardo and Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles, respectively.
Yeah, I can see
in
that.
A good way. Like,
yeah, okay.
Like,
do you think Raphael?
No, because he's too much of a hothead. Leo is kind of the stoic.
And number 1 was not a hothead.
No, not at all. He was the. But the Gamma 2 liked to play around a lot, so that's kind of like Mikey. But
he wasn't a hothead, so Mikey, perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, he didn't.
Leonardo and Mikey, you're dead.
Those were the mannerisms I got, which I liked their dynamic. Which is, I'm bummed that Gamma, but I have a feeling we'll see Gamma 2 again.
Yeah, he's an android.
They can rebuild him.
Stronger, faster. All it is computer chips. So I imagine he didn't like.
Well, as long as Taiwan.
Did he blow up, or what happened to him?
His body kind of like got Thanos'd.
Yeah, what the hell was that, dude? That was hilarious when you brought that up. He's like, oh, and then Thanos snapped right at that moment.
Isn't that a coincidence that he hit Cell Max right when Thanos did the snap?
That was hilarious, man.
Man, some of our jokes were solid.
You know they're playing the movie with Japanese voices and subtitles, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're showings for it. We might have to go watch it.
We might have to go watch that.
No, we might have to. We should.
At some point. Yeah. But we're busy this weekend.
Yes.
So we're going to Kings Island
again! I literally got free tickets, and I was like, I told him, I was like, we can't pass this up.
This is the 4th time, though.
3rd.
No, 4th. Because we went with the group of 4, went with just us 2, then we went with my nephews.
Group of 4?
Me, you, Sednick, and...
Oh, that was last year, though.
Oh, was it last year?
Yeah.
I thought it was this year.
No.
Oh.
Remember, we haven't talked to those guys since then.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I guess it is 3.
Oh, I've talked to Sednick.
When did we go?
Last year in September or August. It was hot, remember? Because Ketel was dying.
Oh, yeah, it would have had to have been.
Yeah, it was later in the season, but the thing is, the water park was open, so it couldn't have been September.
No, I think it was August.
I think it was August.
Had to have been.
Yeah.
That felt like it wasn't last year. Kind of like it didn't feel like Dragon Ball Super went on hiatus. Like, and
I know.
And Broly was 2 years ago. That was in 2019.
No, Broly was.
That was 2020. Was it?
Yeah. It was 2021.
No, you got me all.
Maybe you're 2020.
I can't.
I think it was 2020.
I can't remember.
You look just like Tom Hanks when you said that. That was scary. Don't do that again.
And I said, "What? Can't remember?"
The way you said it, and like you were leaning down there, I was just like, Wilson.
Not 2019. Well, 2019 in Japan.
Yeah, it didn't come here for a little while.
It wasn't that much longer.
Like 6 months.
Oh no, it was 2018 in Japan. So yeah, it was 2019
it was 2019 here. Yeah. Diaper face.
Pre-diaper face.
2020 COVID.
Oh, diaper fasciitis.
Hey, guess what? YouTube took away their restrictions on talking about masks. And
so can we get our episode back?
Yeah, right? We won't get into that on this podcast because we don't want to piss off any of the good viewers who
I'm saying I didn't see any of the Z fighters wearing masks.
They're heroes. Our heroes. Damn.
That was literally my favorite Tate video I did was the Ghostbusters one. Tate ain't afraid of no ghosts. That was my favorite one. It was funny.
But he's a douchebag now.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. He's been on. You see him on. He was on.
I'm kind of waiting for him to go
Tucker? Tucker Carlson?
Was he?
I think so.
I'm waiting for him to show up on Rogan.
That would be cool.
Well, because here's the thing.
I mean, Zuckerberg of all people went on Rogan.
You know, I started listening to it on the way down here. It's boring.
I couldn't.
As shit
It was
so
like, no.
They're
I got about 20 minutes into it.
They're just talking about the
Meta.
VR. Yeah.
And Zuckerberg is like, it's so real. And I'm just like,
it's so real?
It's a fucking cartoon.
No, it's so real?
But he did explain some cool stuff on it, though.
I mean, it seems cool.
He said that the eye actually refreshes every 5 milliseconds.
That's
and
crazy.
So he said that in order to wear something and actually feel like you're there, it has to refresh the same amount to where your eyes and everything locks up perfectly. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
I'll be honest, the technology is exciting because then you could do something like play a Dragon Ball game. And I don't know why.
That would be cool.
Like I know Xenoverse wasn't super popular, but I loved that game.
It was okay.
I liked it a lot more than Fighter Z. I hated that fucking game.
Kakarot.
I know, I want to play it.
RPG or whatever you want to call it, like, in the fighting system is awesome. Like, the way it works. Like,
is it like Xenoverse? Because I loved that fighting system.
It's different, man.
Like, it was a little too easy, I will say that.
It's not hard, but it's fun. Like, I don't know, like, you feel free. Like,
that's good.
You're not stuck. Like,
that's why it was funny because the reason
you're always circling.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Xenoverse in that respect.
Get a little, like, you're like, oh shit, where am I at?
Yeah. Well, but that's what was funny because this isn't the reason I hate Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but it's one of the reasons. So a friend of mine let me borrow a copy when my nephews had come into town, and they were just beating my ass. But it's because it's the same problem you have in any, like, 2D fighting game, is they get you into a corner and then they just keep button mashing. But I played him in Xenoverse, and I beat the shit out of them. I'm like, you both fight me. Because I guess I fight better in 3 dimensions.
Xenoverse, you can level up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can level up in Kakarot as well.
Good.
But I will, hands down to this day, anybody, you can challenge me if you want. Budokai 1. Me with Cell.
How about you cheat?
Every time. I did not cheat. I was just very
Thanks for the energy!
Spirit Bomb! I was so fucking fast at that. Like, everybody, like, I remember playing Anthony.
He cheated.
And he would get so mad because he'd be like, man, quit using it. I was like, it's a move. And then literally all it would take is just a couple punches and then they were dead. It was awesome.
Well, because that's how Cell rolls.
I was a beast at that game.
So if you were to give Dragon Ball Superhero, would you give it a ball, a super, or a super?
What the fuck? I was waiting for a 1 out of 10, and then he's just like...
I'm making fun of the fact that...
Crane? No.
I'm making fun of the fact that to be correct, you actually have to call it Dragon Ball Superhero instead of just Dragon Ball Superhero.
I just call it superhero.
I know, but
I don't even say Dragon Ball.
Which the all the advertisements are funny because it's like Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah, because they semicolon it. They're like,
yeah,
Superhero. I love Goku's voice. Superhero. Actually, it's more
Dragon Ball Superhero. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, or even a letter grade. Let's go a letter grade. Because 1 to 10 is like, that's always hard, but like a letter grade.
Nah, I'll do 1 out of 10. I'll give it a 6.8.
I'll give it a B.
Give it a B.
Yeah, like it was
B minus.
B, yeah, B minus. Because like there were a lot of good things about it, but at the end of the day, the plot was kind of weak.
I agree. B minus. Plot was weak.
And when I say weak, I mean weak for a Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah.
Because I loved Broly.
I'm sorry, but BoJack Unbound was better.
I mean, it was.
And he was in this. I forgot. Wasn't he?
BoJack?
Wasn't BoJack in this?
I don't think so.
The fuck am I doing? What was I just watching?
Dude, did
you... I shared it. I shared it on Facebook. This story, but it's not really like moving pictures or anything like that. It's just pictures, and like they just did like a little bit of animation here.
It's not moving pictures?
It's not moving the pictures. We ain't got them pictures here. We got a little bit of the electricity. But basically it's just a story about Goku. Like, remember how everybody in all of existence wanted Goku dead because he started the tournament?
Oh, yeah.
You know, well, after the tournament was over, they initially did this. What they did was he was training in the hyperbolic time chamber, and the
hypersonic lion tamer.
But apparently they reinforced it to where it's harder to get out.
Oh, okay.
Well, they blew up the door, and they left him in there. And the thing is, come to find out, Supreme Kai found out. He came down to Earth, and he was looking for Goku, and he found out, and he was just like, okay, so where's Goku? And everyone's like being all weird about it because Beerus instructed this. Because everybody else wanted this done. And it's like, he ain't going to do that. But the story was cool. But anyway, so they kept him in there, and then Supreme Kai finds out, and he talks to Goku, and then he tells Gohan, he goes, hey, collect the Dragon Balls now, because if not, your dad's going to die. You need to wish for him, immortality for him. And he spends 1,000 years in there.
Or they could have just wished for him to leave the time chamber.
Couldn't, because he's not in this universe.
So
there was a reason in the story.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but the thing is, Shinron or something like that couldn't do that. And then he's like, well, can you just make him immortal? And then he trains for 1,000 years and becomes a badass. And then basically cares no more, like nothing.
Well, 1,000 years in isolation will do that to a fella.
It was good. Like I all it was just a guy narrating it.
Yeah.
And I was just.
I've seen those YouTube channels.
I was literally just like.
They're pretty cool. Basically, just like I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Dragon Ball WF. Oh, WI.
What the fuck?
Dragon Ball.
WTF. Dragon Ball WTF.
Dragon Ball. What the
What the fuck? What the fuck? That sounds Japanese. What the fuck?
What the fuck? It's a what the fuck?
Listen, Japan has made some of our favorite things in the history of history, so we love them.
But Japan's also a weird place.
Yes, and I would like to go there because they have a Super Nintendo land.
That's still my favorite clip that we've ever put on YouTube. When I was explaining how, like, in Japan they have like machines where you can buy used panties, and then you're just like, I just want a cheeseburger.
And they do. They have machines that will make cheeseburgers for you.
It's pretty sweet. You know, they have those here too, right? You know, right?
Yeah, but you got to put them in the microwave.
Yeah, you do have to put them in the microwave.
And actually, I'm pretty sure you have to put those in the microwave there too.
Yeah.
Like, they have microwaves out in the open inside like a box.
Yeah.
And you literally open the door to the box and then open the microwave and put your food in. And then, so, it doesn't get rained on. Japan is awesome.
They have several innovations that are much appreciated, and frankly, I think we could use some of them here.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can keep the panty machines. There's enough chicks here making money off of used penis. We don't need to make it easier.
But the Dragon Ball Super movie, Superhero was definitely showed a lot of they don't give a shit about woke culture, and it was fantastic.
How so?
Oh, I mean, all that at TNA.
That I don't.
Bulma. I mean, come on, dude. Like
I don't know what that has to do with
They might as well
woke.
just freaking stripped her down in that movie.
Yeah, that wasn't very far.
And Japan is very Japan television is very free, with.
So, but there's a misconception that they're. it's not open. It's
not that they're perverts, but they're just they are perverts.
It's hard to say though, because here's the thing: like nudity in Japan is different. It's different than here. Like it's not uncommon. This again comes from the wonderful book Anime Explosion, which I highly recommend. This is where I got all this information from. Like it's not uncommon, like for children to bathe with their parents, yes. And then obviously once puberty hits, then they kind of start separating by gender. But it's not uncommon for like, or it might be now, but at least at the time the book was written, it's not uncommon for like fathers and sons, and they do this in Dragon Ball, fathers and sons to bathe together well into adulthood. It's just not the same. And there's a scene in the movie.
I remember Gohan bathing with Goku.
Yeah, it's just not, it's not weird, but because they don't make it weird, it's not dirty.
Well, also because Gohan had like a 6-pack and ridiculously ripped shoulders. Remember, hey Dad, squeeze. They're doing the squeeze water shit, the water gun. Yeah, that was weird.
That requires training for that. That was the wrong hand gesture to do. But and well, then not only that, there's a scene in the movie My Neighbor Totoro which got a lot of heat when it came over here because it's a scene where a father and his 2 young daughters are bathing together. And what they're doing is they moved into a new house in the country, and they're talking about how they think it's haunted. But American audiences, for the most part, were super weirded out by this. And it's like nobody in Japan would have batted an eye. Like it's just not. Yeah, it's a cultural difference for sure. But it's so not sexual that if you made it sexual to like the Japanese public, they would think it was very odd and strange and kind of be like, "What's wrong with you?" Like why? And like communal bathing is just it's just a thing.
But Master Roshi.
Well, Master Roshi is played for laughs.
And he's fucking hilarious. I love Master Roshi.
Well, but I guess underwear theft is kind of a problem. I mean, it's not like an epidemic, but I guess it is a problem. And there are perverted people, but again,
Lola, did you bring those panties?
Well, and then what's here's the other side of it. In a lot of anime, and Sailor Moon is included in this, nudity actually implies like a state of cleanliness, like a state of grace. So there's a reason why a lot of times when you have, particularly females, but it's the case for men too, I believe they did this in Ronin Warriors, when they transformed, they would first essentially become nude, and then their new armor or protection or whatever. Sailor Moon definitely did this. Now they did it through a filter, but it was implied that so before they can get their quote unquote power, they have to kind of like purify, I guess is the best way to put it.
That makes sense.
And like it does make sense but the problem is that in the West, mostly Judeo-Christian, certainly as far as like culture is concerned, was shaped by Judeo-Christian values. And what's the very first sin that Adam and Eve notice after they become aware of good and evil was they notice that they're naked and they cover themselves. It's a totally different. And by contrast, in one of the Japanese creation myths in the Kojiki, the world is saved because somebody strips naked, one of the gods strips naked and dances around and coaxes the sun goddess out of her cave because she wants to see what's going on. So in the West, nudity is linked to damnation, whereas in the East, nudity is linked to salvation, quite literally, because if it hadn't been for somebody stripping down, then the sun would have theoretically never come out.
Tomorrow.
So yes, that's one of the many reasons why Dragon Ball plays not fast and loose, but nudity in Dragon Ball is always usually somewhat innocent, and when it's not,
never actually really truly any nudity in it.
But it's because they don't make a big deal of it.
Implied,
the only time they over sexualize it is for comedic effect with Master Roshi, and if you watch the story, it is heavily reinforced that Master Roshi is not right. Like he is doing something wrong. Now, granted, in this case, it's played for laughs, but and he's often punished for this behavior.
Tournament of Power, he kind of fixed himself.
Yeah, he did. And through doing that,
I rid myself of that weakness.
Yeah. But you notice, like I said, Master Roshi is often punished for his bad behavior, albeit, again, for comedic effect, but...
Master Roshi's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, but there wasn't no nudity in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which it didn't need it. There's also no Master Roshi.
Bulma getting
now there was
cosmetic surgery by the dragon.
Yeah. Now there was a lot of fan service in this movie. Not gonna lie, it was.
It was a big fan service.
Like, it was noticeable, and like, well, it definitely didn't ruin the movie. It was definitely, I wouldn't say it was off-putting, but I noticed it.
Like what?
Well, like when Bulma's trying to find the communicator still, and it just cuts to a wide shot of her ass, or a close-up of her ass, just jiggling about, and then...
See, the first wish, when she wished for the bigger ass...
That made sense.
I didn't hear it, her say,
oh, you didn't?
I wish for this. She just said, I want a bigger ass. Like, I mean, I guess it's not like a genie where you have to say, I wish. I don't know.
Well, and the pure tragedy is that I really don't think Vegeta cares. I don't think he's an ass man. I think he kind of just shows up and...
Him and Goku are just... They don't know what they're doing.
They like
Vegeta knows a little more than what Goku does.
Oh, Vegeta...
Remember when they were talking about kissing?
Yeah.
Kakarot.
Why would you do that?
Goku's like, what? Why?
You have a son. Yeah, what's kissing got to do with it?
He's a savage. That's what it is. He's a woman. Mine.
What does he say to Bulma? It's like, why would I want to touch your nasty fanny?
Why would I want to look at your saggy boobs?
Yeah. But there again, that ties into Goku's character, which does come across a lot better in the Japanese dub, I think, because Goku is perennially innocent to a fault. Like, he's always childlike, which I think the English dub of Z kind of lost in lieu of the more, like, Superman-esque character that he became. But Dragon Ball Super brought it back, but it was kind of jarring if you've never seen the Japanese dubs, because all of a sudden, like, if you've only seen the American Dragon Ball franchise, all of a sudden Goku's an idiot. And it's like, no, he's always been that way. It's just they lost it because the English dub of Dragon Ball Z makes Goku out to be some kind of like reasonably smart guy.
Z made it for me, like, I never really took him as being super smart in it, but what I came away with the English dub was that he had to be serious because of all the intense battles coming his way, so he had to be serious. But the thing is, though, like, he never mentioned just proving himself like he always mentions in other. Oh yeah,
Goku has.
I mean, when he was a child, he was savage. He killed people. I mean, not people, but monsters and shit.
Well, and even there, that's kind of a difference.
Tambourine.
That's kind of a he fucked Tambourine up, and that was a great fight.
That was amazing.
Yeah, but that's another difference between kind of like Eastern and Western philosophy is Goku's not going out to murder people. But he will, if it's necessary.
If it's necessary and it's protecting someone.
That's what I'm saying, when it's necessary. Or in the case of Frieza, it's like, he even gave him a chance. And it's like...
Couple.
Yeah.
Frieza's dumb. And then on top of that, thank you for bringing Frieza up. We got a new form coming up. Gangsta Frieza. And he's coming for your fucking money. Hide your wives. Hide your daughters.
We literally made so many terrible jokes in that group chat. It's funny. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, though, like, I hope it's not as plain Jane as what the drawings are coming out.
I think it is, man.
I think it is, and it's just.
I think he just did a reverse Michael Jackson. Well, I mean, what was Golden Frieza? I'm going to 10 gold.
I don't know. Golden Frieza kind of made sense.
It made sense, yeah. Black Frieza...
Black Frieza, it doesn't make any sense because, like...
Black Frieza kind of feels like pandering.
I mean, unless he's going in terms of today. I mean, gold is not worth as much anymore, and coal,
oil kind of... Well, no, oil did go up.
Yeah, if you're trading futures.
Yeah. And the future is black.
And that has nothing to do with race. It just
no. I'm sorry, but the jokes are so obviously there.
Oh yeah, and the funny thing is even people are making like him out with a bunch of tattoos on him and shit like that.
Well, and what did I say? I was like, oh, Frieza went trading on the wrong side of town. He came back a thug.
I'm excited to see it though because apparently. Okay, so yeah, he one-shots Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta. And then he kills Gas. Which I don't know if you know anything about gas, is like fucking ridiculously powerful.
Well, man, if I want to kill gas, I just drop a Tums. That's all I need.
I can't wait.
I don't need to train.
Yeah, but the thing is, Frieza, how he freaking trained for only 4 months and attained God-like ki. Now the thing is, he doesn't have God ki. He's just ki.
Yeah, that's just ki. But his species, it's documented. His species is predisposed to just like high. They're just naturally strong. So much so that he even establishes that he never trained a day in his life before that. Now, they do have transformations, which helps, but I think they actually transform backwards. I believe I'm right here. I think his quote-unquote final form is his natural form, but they have almost like self-containing transformations.
It's too tough to stay in that state because it's waning on
It's energy depleting.
And on top of that, it might deplete their life.
Yeah. So that's probably true. So is Black Frieza... That sounds so stupid to say. So is Black... I wonder how... Because the flaw with...
I hope we get a movie with it. That'd be cool.
The flaw with Golden Frieza was that...
He did not master his form.
Yeah, he couldn't... It was very energy depleting. So you would think that he would have the same issue with...
The Black Frieza?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he doesn't...
Maybe he did
draw it out, and maybe he just gets the job done.
Maybe he did bobsled training, so now his endurance is...
Cool runnings! You son of a bitch.
Feel the rhythm! Feel the ride!
I haven't seen that movie
Something is bobsled time! You know what? It holds up. It still holds up.
I guarantee it.
Do you think his tail got longer?
Son of a bitch. I can't take this guy anymore.
I can't help it. The jokes are right there. You think
they are not okay for YouTube.
It just drags along now. Like, you used to be able to pick it up easily, and now it just kind of like hangs there. Listen, we apologize to the African American community that may be... I don't want to say insulted.
I'd hope you're laughing.
I was just like, come on, it's all there. It's not really unflattering. I just said his tail got bigger. And he's stronger. Like, it's documented that he's stronger. He's like... Although I do want to see one panel where Frieza goes like this in his black form. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Wakanda forever. Speaking of which, we saw a trailer for that movie in the Dragonball Super.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know, man. Marvel might be shitting the bed with Black Panther, which you would think was...
old boy in it?
Who? Chadwick Boseman?
I know he's dead, but...
No, he's not. I think they just have a picture of him in it. Like, he's well, obviously, he's done, obviously.
Yeah, but it's like, so, how did they send his character off, though? It's like, that's weird.
I mean, CG, or they had somebody make... I mean, you can make some pretty convincing,
well, I'm just saying that they did Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious, you know? Like, they sent him off.
They might have even had some test footage or some cut footage or...
Probably.
Cutting room footage or something of that degree. I don't know. That movie looks a little iffy. Movie looks a bit iffy.
I've never seen Black Panther. I heard it's really good.
Oh, Black Panther's good. Now, I will say, and I understand why this happened, I think... I hate to say it this way because it implies that it's not a good... It's a very good movie, but it is a touch overrated.
Mm.
But it's good. It's really good. Michael B. Jordan steals the show, though, which isn't surprising.
I've always liked him since Chronicle.
Man,
and you know, people hate on the freaking... what was it? Was he in the Fantastic Four movie?
The latest one, yeah.
Yeah, was he in that one?
Yeah, he was the Human Torch, I thought.
That was... I did not hate that movie.
I haven't seen it. I had heard that it wasn't so much...
Everyone's like, oh, stupid, different universe, or something like that. Not a different universe because they went to a different universe. I like the story.
You know what I gotta say? I like John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, though. It worked.
That's true. I didn't think Old Boy as Mr. Fantastic worked out in the Wanda movie.
That's who I'm talking about. John Krasinski.
I don't know his name. I thought you were talking about from...
Miles Teller.
The...
From Top Gun.
Was he...
Yeah, that's Miles Teller.
Okay. I didn't hate him in that.
I haven't seen him in Fantastic Four.
You need to watch it. You might like it. Maybe. I don't know.
I probably, because
it might be one of those movies you'd be like...
The rest of them were dog shit, so...
You know... No, because that was the remake.
Yeah, that was the latest.
Other ones, yeah, they were terrible.
That was when Captain America was the...
Flame on!
Flame on. Yeah, that was when Captain America was the Human Torch.
Yeah. That's so dumb. Why would you want to give up Captain America?
Well, he was the Flaming Torch first.
I know.
Human Torch. I keep saying
why did he quit Captain America? You know, it's like you talk. Well,
he almost didn't want to sign on because he didn't want to commit to that huge franchise. And I'm like, stupid. Okay, well, you're dumb.
Yeah, you want to make your career, you know.
I mean, I can kind of see how you would consider it, but ultimately, I think you'd have to say yes.
I'm sorry. Somebody comes up and says, "You want to be Captain America?" You say yes.
Yes, I would love
to
be.
For your country.
I would love. I would love to be America's ass.
That's America's ass.
That's America's ass.
That was great. What was it? Was it Captain America? I don't know.
Don't know.
I'll talk about it.
Because Captain Canada just doesn't have the same ring to
it. Captain Canada.
It's better.
He's got fresh maple syrup.
It'd be better than Captain Carter, though.
Captain Carter. Hey, John Carter was a good movie.
Why wouldn't... John Carter was terrible.
That was a great movie.
That was awful.
Virginia!
Okay, that was funny.
It was a great movie.
Seriously, though, why isn't she Captain... Like, Captain Kingdom. Captain United Kingdom, but it's Captain Carter? Lame. And I'm sorry, I forget the actress's name. It was just her with fucking CG body, just like they did with Jane Foster in Horror... I don't know. In Horror, Love and Thunder. In Thor, Love and Thunder.
Horror and Love and Thunder. Listen here, man. He's going to get us booted tonight.
That's the X-rated version. Horror, Love and Thunder. The extended scene where Korg has a solo masturbation scene. Sad thing is, I could see Taika Waititi making that movie and having 10 minutes of Korg jerking off in the corner. I could see that happening.
I don't understand how you don't like that character. He's amazing.
He'd be getting his rocks off.
You suck. That's funny.
No, I'll explain why I don't like Korg. And I couldn't put my finger on it, and now I figured it out. It's because it's Taika Waititi. He wrote himself into the movie, and he gave himself all the best one-liners, and he did it just so he could, quote, be in the movie. Korg serves no purpose whatsoever in Love and Thunder. I'll give credit. He plays a role in Ragnarok. But in Love and Thunder, he shouldn't even be there. He doesn't have to be there. He does nothing except tell jokes.
I haven't seen Love and Thunder yet, so I'm not gonna waste my time to go to the theater.
Wait for it to come on Disney Plus. I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder was so bad. It was so bad. Plus, Taika, and I took issue with this. Taika contradicts himself because I hate it when movies set their own rules. I don't care. As long as you obey your own... I don't care how crazy the world is that you build, as long as you obey your own rules. But Korg, and you remember in Ragnarok where he was talking, and it's a joke, so Taika doesn't care about consistency. So Korg is telling a story about when he started a revolution on his planet, but only his mother showed up. But you remember that joke, right?
No.
Oh, well, he says it. Well, in Thor: Love and Thunder, he explains how his species procreates. And he establishes that it's only guys. Because you find a fella that you love, because I think Taika Waititi's gay, isn't he? I don't know. Probably. He seems like he'd be the type. It's not meant to be offensive, but I'm sorry. I look at Taika... Well, and actually, I shouldn't even call him Taika Waititi, because his real name is Taika Cohen.
I always thought that his accent in the movie sounded like Robin Williams.
No, That's why I like the character. It's just his voice. That's just Taika Cohen talking. But anyway, so he says it's like two fellas, get together and hold hands for 4 months, and then out pops a little baby. I'm like,
they hold hands?
Yes. And at the end of the movie, you get to see Korg holding hands with another rock dude.
Keep your hands away from me.
Yeah. I was just like, this movie's so fucking stupid.
So
not like Dragonball Super superhero. That was silly, but not stupid.
No, it was not stupid. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I love the moment when Piccolo was like, wait, I never got my power up from Guru. I'm like, son of a bitch, he didn't.
From the dragon.
Well, I know, but
Did he say Guru?
Well, Krillin and Gohan got it from Guru, but Piccolo used the dragon.
Yeah, because Dende was, he asked Dende, remember? And Dende was like, I'm not old enough for that.
Big green.
It was like, yeah, go green.
I bet you could ask the dragon. That's another reason you've watched DBZ Abridged for Dende. Dende's fucking hilarious. Oh, come on, little green. My name is Dende.
Little green.
Come on, heal me. What's my name? It's You literally killed my people. Come on, don't be like that. That's what he says. It's little green.
I'm gonna fall asleep on you.
What?
I'm gonna fall asleep on you.
All right. Well, folks, that was Dragonball Super Hero.
It was a good movie. It was good.
I preferred Broly, but it was a good movie.
A lot of issues with it, but it was good.
I hope that if they do stick with this animation style, it's only for the movies, because I don't want the series to be that way.
I want Super the way it was.
Yeah,
that's
which was tremendously animated. Well, it became tremendously animated. I know everybody was bitching and moaning about
the production got way better later in this series.
Well, they brought in some master animators, particularly for the
on top of that, they were pumping out an episode each week. That's not easy.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's 20 or 30 minutes.
And I even said I'd rather wait and have kick-ass animated episodes rather than like that kind of production. And anime is kind of shifting, I've noticed. Now you're seeing longer breaks than you used to. Attack on Titan is a good example because, I mean, shit, there was a 2-year gap between season 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah, but they probably released it all at once, though, didn't they?
No. Not on their original run schedule, but the thing of it is, by the time they released the first episode of season 2, half of the season was done.
Okay.
So they give themselves time, which I'm going through and rewatching that because I think I got to the end. Yeah.
I heard that's a really good anime.
It's very good. I got to the end of season 2, and then season 3 premiered, and I was just so busy, but now I'm going back there. I started at season 1. Still holds up, still really good. Kick-ass animation, good plot line.
Might have to watch it.
It's very good.
What's it on?
It's on Hulu, I know.
Is it on?
Yep.
Cool.
Now, which the dub is not bad. I did watch the sub first, but the dub's not bad. It's decent. I'm worried though because I remember parts of it, and I think the translation is a little fast and loose, but you get the gist of it. And it's a Funimation dub too, so some characters are really good and some are kind of boring as shit. Like I hate Levi's voice actor in the Funimation dub because it's just so plain Jane. It's just talking like this all the time. No inflection, no pitch alterations. Even when he's yelling, it's just this all the time.
It's boring.
My balls, they're inert. But for the most part, it's quite good, especially the main cast.
There are particles in my water.
Oh, you don't want particles in your water.
Particles. Anyway.
Well, I think we're being close to sign off. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball Super Superhero yet, go watch it. It's worth seeing in the theater. I wish we'd been able to see it in Dolby, though. Not gonna lie, but it wasn't an option. So
it was
IMAX.
Quiet. Was it not quiet? We went to IMAX and it was just like quiet.
See,
and it was good, but I'm like.
I think I've ruined my movie going.
Explosions.
Well, I think I've ruined my movie going experience by going to Dolby because I've been raped in the ears, and now it's just like.
We sat in the very wrong spot when we went to go watch. What was it?
Venom.
Venom?
2.
No, Sasha came with us too.
Yeah, and we sat. Yeah, we were on the back wall. It was
right next to freaking speakers, and in Dolby, they don't fuck around. It was like.
Yeah, to the point where it was distracting. IMAX was fine. I would have preferred to watch it in Dolby, I think.
I agree. But they don't have it in Dolby because they're freaking stupid.
Yep. Well, I don't even know that they would have mixed it.
You're stupid! You're dirty.
But yeah, IMAX was all right.
Yo.
Yep.
Not worth the price.
I think IMAX is overrated, though, honestly, ever since Dolby.
If it's IMAX, they need to add Dolby to it, and then it'd be like...
Oh, then that'd be a totally different... But, like, it's also not as comfortable of a chair, so...
I felt like we were a little too far away.
I
felt like if we were closer up, we'd be all, like...
Maybe.
Engorged by the screen.
I also, like, this might just be in my head. I feel like that's not a true IMAX screen. It feels way too small.
It's big. It is big.
It's bigger, but I don't think it's...
It doesn't seem like IMAX.
I don't think it's IMAX big.
It's like double the size of a normal screen.
Yeah, but IMAX is a whole different...
Yeah, the one in the kids' museum.
Yeah, and I thought IMAX screens are supposed to be slightly curved, and this one's not. That one wasn't. Flat. Yeah, so.
But no, the IMAX in the Children's Museum. I don't know if you remember.
See, that's phenomenal.
When we went on a field trip, we were literally their seats were like bleacher seats. Yeah. And like we were watching a fucking plane fly.
Well, and the reason is
when it moved, you felt like
you felt like it's playing tricks on your brain. Although we did see one guy in the theater was in a Gohan cosplay. I was just like, nerd. And then we tried. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's an elevator here, but then we got to the elevator.
He was in a wheelchair, and we just like, no, we're sorry.
Well, but he was like, there's an elevator.
Come on down, and then we're like,
just like, no, we felt bad. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, but
like if it had been just us, we'd have totally done.
And then we ended up talking to the guy for like 20 minutes. Well,
because he was outside the bathroom.
Yeah, he had some interesting theories.
Yeah, and again, like I even said, and I'm not hating on the guy, but I even said, I was like, see, people who do that, I think take it a little too far, because at the end of the day, it's a cartoon.
Dude is not even. Akira is not even thinking
like
Toriyama
doesn't. He's
just like give him white hair and red eyes, and the
like anymore. It's almost like he's got a color wheel on the wall and he just throws darts. It's like, what color are we gonna?
Well, I mean, with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and Ultra Instinct, that was the flame, because the white part is the hottest, and then the blue part is the second hottest, and the red part is just the overall. You know, and actually earlier in the podcast we were talking about Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and what never sat right with me was because with those transformations that didn't make sense was that Super Saiyan Blue speed-wise was not as fast as Super Saiyan God, because Vegeta was bouncing back and forth. But the thing is, with your regular Super Saiyan, transformation, it heightened everything because it was a multiplier of everything, including speed.
Right.
So that didn't make sense to me when they did that, because that's why Vegeta in the Tournament of Power was switching back and forth. Was it Vegeta?
No, that was Goku.
Was it Goku?
Vegeta was...
Well, Vegeta did it in the manga.
Yeah, I was going to say...
back and forth between that. He would speed around in God uniform in Super Saiyan God. And then when he was going to hit, he would switch to blue.
Well, the reason he was doing that was for energy conservation, not necessarily that Super Saiyan God was faster. In fact, it's been established that blue is faster, but it leaks more energy.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. That's why.
See, you learn things here.
Well, you see, when you pay attention to the comic books and read the appendices.
This is no longer the Average Intelligence podcast. I just said this is the American podcast. America!
Fuck yeah!
Misses you.
Oh, I'm
Leave
looking.
us out, doggy.
Woof.
Woof. and now our leader will tell us some words.
Woof. We'll go for walkies latest.
What was that? What was that on?
I think it was DBZ abridged.
When he's like, and now, some words.
Very eloquent, sir. Well, yeah, I think it's time to wrap her up. Thank you once again for enjoying this episode of the Average Intelligence Podcast. As always, hit that like button. Click that like button. I guess it's a button. Yeah.
Smash it.
Smash it like you're fisting someone in the face. Because you're fisting them like that.
Knuckling. We don't use the term fisting here. That's insensitive.
There's several DBZ abridged jokes. It's about fisting jokes. They're quite funny. It's like, oh, your whole fist is inside me.
I can't.
Anyway, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Just one time, though. You only want to hit it once. And then hit that bell notification so you get notified of all of our videos. It helps with the algorithm because the algorithm is against the little guy.
Except for the shorts. They do fairly well.
Well, for the shorts, all you should do is just share them with all your friends, family, and people you know, and people you don't like.
Just laugh at us or laugh with us.
I mean, you can laugh at me. I don't care. It's whatever. But if you prefer to listen to the podcast rather than look at our gorgeous faces, you can. We've made it easy for you. And we thought at first about putting bags over our heads, but then it was like, nah, we'll just put it on Spotify. And Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, Stitcher, Radio Now, Anchor, all those. So, listen, we've made it so easy for you. Now it's your turn to do your part. Help us grow. And if you're fans of AOC and other democratic socialists and you want to contribute to the cause, buy our shit. Because then we'll get more income and we'll have to pay taxes on that income. And listen, we're brokies. We can't afford the good accountants that like Nancy Pelosi has. You know, we have to just get regular ones. So help the American people and make us rich.
Please do your part.
It's all in your hands. You can do it.
I'm gonna let you press
and
the
help
today.
And help us fist capitalism. Where's the? Oh, I know what button it is.
Where's the button?
Where's the button? Fist capitalism. And then, whoa!
Oh shit!
I broke it, did it? I broke it, did your toy?
Broke it, did it?
It's from all that fisting.
Oh, broke dick!
Well, this is funny because you can hear me, but you can't see me.
Where'd he go?
I could be over here fisting things.